I was born on July 16, 1862 in Holly Springs, Mississippi. I am the fourth oldest out of 9 children. I was born a slave in the middle of the Civil War, but the Emancipation Proclamation set us free when I was just 6 months old. In the 1870s, my parents and my brother died of yellow fever, and I was orphaned at a young age. At the age of 16, I became a teacher to take care of my 5 younger siblings. I didn't have much education, but it was enough for me to become a teacher. In 1882, I went to go stay with my aunt and uncle in Tennessee and attended Fisk University. Hi, my name is Ida B. Wells. I'm a well-known African-American journalist, abolitionist, and feminist. I met my husband, Ferdinand Barnett, in college, and we got married on June 27, 1885 in Chicago. We had 3 wonderful children together, 2 boys and 1 girl. Just as I cared deeply for my family, I also cared very much for my friends. One of my friends, Thomas Moss, and 2 other men set up a black-owned grocery store. They pulled customers from the white-owned store close by, and the white store owner had a problem with the 3 men. Moss and the others guarded their store against attack and ended up shooting several of the white vandals. They were put in jail but didn't have a chance to defend themselves against the charges. A lynch mob abducted them from jail and murdered them. This inspired me to start the anti-lynching crusade. This crusade called for me to travel around different parts of the country to find out about more lynching incidents. I wrote a page in the newspaper about Thomas's lynching incident, and because of me bringing light to it, I got death threats. During one of my trips, when I took a train, I was told I couldn't sit on the train because I was black. I wouldn't move, so the conductor grabbed me by the arm and threw me off. I sued the train company in civil court, but of course, I lost. On March 3, 1913, 5,000 women prepared to march to President Woodrow Wilson's inauguration demanding the right to vote. I had taken time out from the anti-lynching campaign to lobby for women's suffrage in Chicago. Days earlier, leaders of the National American Women's Suffrage Association, the NAWSA, didn't want me to march with them through the Illinois delegation because some women had threatened to drop out because they didn't want to march alongside me, a black woman. Didn't black women have as much right to vote as white women? Years earlier, some of the NAWSA felt the same because some women were anti-slavery activists. Long story short, not all white suffragists shunned blacks. In 1913, Inauguration Day, I hid out until the Illinois delegation passed and joined the march. 2 white women fell in line with me, but I was never really embraced by the movement. Though both white and black women won the vote in 1920, we didn't do it by marching together. I inspired other women to become activists and inform change in the country. Later, with the help of Susan B. Anthony, I created the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. I was viewed as one of the most so-called radical people who organized the NAACP. In Chicago, I helped develop numerous African-American women's organizations and remained diligent in my anti-lynching crusade, writing my book called Southern Horrors. I later cut ties with the organization because I felt that the organization lacked action-based incentives. And in 1930, I became disgusted by the nominees of the major parties for the state legislature, so I decided to run for Illinois State Senate. This made me the first black woman to run for public office, but I didn't win. I wrote an autobiography, but never got to finish it. I died of kidney disease on March 25, 1931, at the age of 68 in Chicago, Illinois. I left behind an impressive legacy of social and political heroism. I fought against prejudice no matter what potential danger I faced. I once said I felt that one had better die fighting against injustice than to die like a dog or a rat in a trap.